Overwhelmed, Duan Jiaxu stood and kissed Sangji, a tentative, gentle kiss that marked a new chapter in their relationship. For Sangji, the day was unforgettable, not only because it was Duan Jiaxu's birthday, but also because it marked the start of their life as a couple. The next day, Sangji planned to study at the library, but Duan Jiaxu invited her to his home instead, offering her a quiet space to review while he cooked for her. Duan Jiaxu had promised to watch over Sangji while she reviewed, but her presence was a constant distraction. When Sangji teasingly asked for a kiss, Duan Jiaxu, flustered, escaped to the kitchen to cook. After their meal, Sangji eagerly offered to wash the dishes, insisting that Duan Jiaxu couldn't always do everything himself. Though she claimed she wasn't tired, her yawning betrayed her. As she reviewed in the bedroom, she found herself irresistibly drawn to the soft bed. Turning her head, she collapsed onto it dramatically. Nearby was a small plush puppy that Sangji had given Duan Jiaxu at the airport. Delighted, she hugged the little toy bear tightly and relaxed. Her peace was short-lived, however, as Duan Jiaxu walked in suddenly, startling her so much that she tumbled to the floor. Embarrassed, she tried to cover it up by claiming she had been practicing vocabulary words because it was more thrilling that way. Amused, Duan Jiaxu mischievously pinned her down, quipping that he'd show her what real excitement was. Flustered and blushing, Sangji pushed him away, accusing him of being a hooligan. Announcing she was ready to sleep, she climbed onto his bed. Duan Jiaxu, though a little bored without her company, was content to let her rest. As she lay there, Sangji confessed shyly that it wasn't his closeness that she disliked. It was that his presence made her nervous in ways she wasn't yet used to. Later that evening, Duan Jiaxu walked Sangji home. When Sangji handed him some candy, Duan Jiaxu took her hand in his for the first time. The simple act of holding hands filled him with pride and sweetness. On the walk back, Sangji playfully complained about how he held hands while crossing the street, remarking that no one else held hands quite like he did. Though Sangji had never explicitly said, "I really like you," she now felt bold enough to say it openly, and for the first time, receive an equally open response. Their budding romance wasn't without its complications. Qianfei, one of Duan Jiaxu's friends, called to announce an upcoming business trip, prompting Duan Jiaxu to promise him a grand meal in celebration. Qianfei bragged in their group chat about helping Duan Jiaxu find a girlfriend, but Duan Jiaxu quickly clarified that Sangji wasn't some random girl, she was Sang Yan's sister. Realizing the implications, Qianfei panicked, distancing himself from the situation to avoid Sang Yan's wrath. Despite this, Sang Yan soon called Duan Jiaxu, accusing him of conspiring with Qianfei to pursue Sangji. Duan Jiaxu struggled to explain himself amidst the chaotic misunderstanding. Meanwhile, Sangji's friend Ning Wei picked up on Sangji's nervousness about being around Duan Jiaxu. Ning Wei speculated that Sangji was worried Duan Jiaxu might realize she'd liked him long before their relationship began. Encouraging her to be bolder, Ning Wei pointed out that physical affection was normal in a relationship and urged Sangji to take the initiative. Sangji was inspired and quickly planned a weekend outing with Duan Jiaxu. That weekend, though visibly tired, Duan Jiaxu agreed to take Sangji skating. Before they began, Sangji announced her intention to kiss him that day, wanting to warn him in advance so it wouldn't seem abrupt. The bold declaration left Duan Jiaxu momentarily flustered. While teaching her how to skate, Sangji eventually stumbled into his arms, seizing the moment to give him a shy, superficial kiss. Duan Jiaxu, pretending to be caught off guard, playfully insisted he wasn't ready, earning himself a more deliberate and formal kiss from Sangji. However, Sangji's parents were concerned about her plans to stay in Yihai for an internship. They had already arranged an opportunity for her in Nanwu, hoping she would consider moving. Despite their efforts, Sangji remained determined to stay where her heart truly wanted to be. Sister Siyun suffered from a stomach problem while at work, and though she was reluctant to leave, everyone urged her to go to the hospital immediately. Meanwhile, Sangji, excited about starting her internship, carefully dressed in formal attire for her first day. However, her excitement dimmed when her brother, Sang Yan, called to check if she had booked her flight home. Despite his busy schedule, he promised to pick her up at the airport. Nervously, Sangji confessed that she wasn't returning home and planned to stay for her internship. Sang Yan lost his temper, scolding her for being impulsive and naive. Frustrated, Sangji sent him a message defending Duan Jiaxu, explaining that he wasn't a bad person. But she quickly realized Sang Yan had already blocked her. At work, Sangji encountered her new supervisor, Shi Xiaoyu, who turned out to be a friend of Jiang Ying, someone from Duan Jiaxu's past. Shi Xiaoyu immediately recognized Sangji as the girl she had seen with Duan Jiaxu and treated her coldly. During their first meeting, she didn't let Sangji finish her self-introduction, instead giving her a dismissive look and assigning tasks without much guidance. At the end of her first day, Sangji, feeling disheartened, put on a brave face during a call with her parents, telling them she was happy and her colleagues were kind. Later, Dwan Jiaxu surprised her with a bouquet of flowers, worried about how her day had gone. Sang-ji tried to reassure him, saying she was an adult now, but her exhaustion was evident. Dwan Jiaxu gifted her a small piggy ornament, wishing her joy in her internship. He also revealed his plan to visit Sang Yan with her during the National Day holiday to explain their relationship in person, believing it would show sincerity. Later, Sang-ji and Dwan Jiaxu attempted to chat on the phone, but Shi Xiaoyu interrupted her, forcing her to end the call. Things worsened when Shi Xiaoyu made Sang-ji stay late to work overtime. Feeling drained, she texted Dwan Jiaxu, who realized she was still at work and decided to check on her. When he arrived, Sang-ji leaned into his arms, finding comfort in his presence despite the day's challenges. She asked teasingly if he had truly never had a girlfriend before, and Dwan Jiaxu, sensing her unease as a new intern, offered gentle words of reassurance. Her tiredness seemed to melt away with him by her side. Shi Xiaoyu's demands continued, calling Sang-ji to work overtime again the following evening. Dwan Jiaxu, tied up with his own work commitments, dropped her off at school before returning to the office. The next morning, he picked her up for work, looking visibly fatigued. Sang-ji noticed he hadn't changed his clothes and realized he had likely worked through the night. Despite his efforts to dismiss her concerns, she saw through him. Before parting ways, she pulled him close and kissed him goodbye. Shi Xiaoyu happened to witness the moment, and quickly shared it with Jiang Ying. The news upset Jiang Ying, whose expression turned stormy. Shi Xiaoyu's treatment of Sang-ji grew harsher. Using a work-related pretext, she reprimanded Sang-ji, accusing her of being clueless and overconfident. Sang-ji, overwhelmed and unsure of how to respond, quietly endured the criticism. That evening, Jiang Ying invited Shi Xiaoyu to dinner, but she declined, citing the company's team-building event. During the event, Sang-ji felt out of place and bored. She found an excuse to leave early, but as she approached the door, Jiang Ying unexpectedly entered the room. Sang-ji tried to ignore her, but Jiang Ying followed, bringing up Dwan Jiaxu's family. Jiang Ying revealed that Dwan Jiaxu had a father in a vegetative state, requiring an annual hospital cost of 100,000 yuan, then sneered, asking which girl would willingly spend so much on him. Sang-ji firmly responded that she would. Unwilling to back down, Jiang Ying added that Dwan Jiaxu's father had killed someone, but Sang-ji dismissed the accusation, stating it had nothing to do with Dwan Jiaxu. Jiang Ying pressed on, questioning if Sang-ji's family would accept their relationship. Sang-ji confidently replied that it wasn't Jiang Ying's concern. Attempting one last jab, Jiang Ying claimed that Dwan Jiaxu's troubled past made him crave love and mistake kindness for affection. Sang-ji remained steadfast, refusing to be swayed. Jiang Ying escalated the provocation, disclosing that Dwan Jiaxu's father had killed her father, but Sang-ji still sided with Dwan Jiaxu, reiterating that none of it justified Jiang Ying's treatment of him. Sang-ji felt a pang of sorrow for Dwan Jiaxu, knowing how deeply Jiang Ying's words had hurt him in the past. Later, when Dwan Jiaxu bought her bread to cheer her up, Sang-ji handed him a bank card with 5,000 yuan saved on it, promising to add another 3,000 once she completed her internship. She explained that it was her way of showing she could take care of him forever. Touched, Dwan Jiaxu gave her his wallet, jokingly suggesting she use it to buy a pretty dress instead. Sang-ji then shared her dream of buying a house in Yihai, insisting she was fine despite her earlier frustration. Dwan Jiaxu didn't press her but quietly supported her. After working overtime, Dwan Jiaxu walked Sang-ji back to campus. Just as they were strolling hand in hand, Sang-ji's mother called to check in, asking her to come home soon for a video chat. Moments later, Sang Yan unexpectedly appeared, catching them in the act. His emotions flared as he saw his younger sister with Dwan Jiaxu. Sang-ji hurried to explain, but Sang Yan was visibly upset. Before Sang-ji could calm him, Dwan Jiaxu stepped forward to protect her and openly confessed their relationship. Sang Yan's reaction was cold and angry. He forcibly escorted Sang-ji to her dorm, insisting she go upstairs immediately. Sang-ji hesitated, glancing back worriedly with every step. As Dwan Jiaxu and Sang Yan walked away, Sang Yan's emotions boiled over, and he punched Dwan Jiaxu several times. Dwan Jiaxu didn't retaliate, standing firm and taking the hits. Sang Yan expressed his disbelief, stating that even if Dwan Jiaxu dated someone younger, it couldn't be his sister. Despite his anger, he left without saying more, but his fury was clear. Later, Sang-ji, worried sick, called Dwan Jiaxu repeatedly. Dwan Jiaxu reassured her via text, promising everything was fine. He also took the opportunity to promise Sang Yan that he would love and protect Sang-ji for the rest of his life. Dwan Jiaxu emphasized that their age gap was just 5 years and vowed to be serious about their relationship. Duan Jiaxu invited Sang Yan to his home to rest. That night, Sang Ji video called Duan Jiaxu. He pretended not to wear a shirt, claiming he didn't want her to see his injuries, switching to a voice call instead. He assured her that Sang Yan had only scolded him, allowing her to sleep peacefully. The next day, Duan Jiaxu showed up wearing a mask, saying he had a cold and didn't want to infect Sang Ji. However, she quickly spotted the bruises on his face and realized Sang Yan had hit him. Furious, she stormed off to confront her brother, threatening to break off their sibling relationship. Duan Jiaxu was moved by Sang Ji's fierce protection, but Sang Yan was left speechless. Eventually, Duan Jiaxu convinced Sang Ji to talk things over with her brother. Although the two initially argued, they awkwardly made amends. Sang Ji and Duan Jiaxu couldn't resist showing affection in front of Sang Yan, much to his frustration. Sang Yan grudgingly accepted their relationship, but clearly had mixed feelings about the situation. That's it for today's recap. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button to stay updated on all the latest recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.